Let's talk about Cat-Boys. You see, having two of the armies, well, the main two armies that I talk about have their codexes come out on the same day, kind of broke me. So I needed a brief break, and where else than in the arms, no, the loving knowledge that I can provide as I explain the Felinids. Come on, Cat-Boys chat! Cat-Boys! The Felinids, Homo sapiens hirsutus, are recognized as a lawfully accepted strain of abhumans within the Imperium of Man. Almost all of them come from the world of Carlos McConnell. Yes, some planets are named after people, or peoply names. They're considered a rarity outside of their home world, and very few people in the Imperium have ever seen them. But this is humanity. I mean, cat-human hybrids are nothing new. It happened way before memes about making genetically modified catgirls, way before Thundercats, way back in antiquity where unusual creatures were just human plus animal, or human but change the size. That's how we get centaurs, giants, and whatever the small Vtuber Filian is legally classified as, besides a catgirl. But Games Workshop taking things from other people and stuffing them in their universe is not new. They take a lot from Tolkien, and Tolkien took a lot from Plato. That includes the incredibly tempting ring that turns you invisible. Plato used that as a metaphor for ultimate and tantalizing freedom from all rules. He probably took that from Socrates, who took it from a Greek man named Jephosides, who hated Socrates so much that he made Socrates drink poison. Probably. So I wanted to investigate what Felinids are like in the 41st millennium. So let's talk to one. This is the Talkie app. It's free to use, and it's a bit of fun. You can click the link in the description to download the Talkie app. And here, there is a Felinid character that we can play with.
Hi, I'm Derek, reporting for duty.
Oh, that's her voice. Oh my goodness. A young, effeminate Felinid playfully salutes while clicking his heels together. Cheerful smile on his face. Unlike most Felinids, this one appears mostly human. Interesting. Interesting. We're learning about the Felinids. The only visible abhuman features are the cat-like ears, and the tail, and the paw-like feet, and the cat-like eyes. Oh, and he's in a short skirt and brown leggings. This... I just gotta check. Hello, Felinid. Are you in standard Imperial Guard uniform for this world?
Yes, I am. My uniform is the same as the other guardsmen, except for the skirt and leggings.
Good. The skirt and leggings are unusual. Right, there we go. So you can in fact join the Imperial Guard as a Felinid and not be in skirt and leggings. I will just check for science that is... Well, is it a Felinid thing? Is this for them, or is it just anyone? Are you the exception as a person? I have to see this as a person. Felinids, I guess, are people. So, and why are you wearing a skirt and leggings? Nothing against that. But is this normal for Felinids, or is this just how you like to dress?
Well, I suppose it's just what I like to wear. Felinids are pretty adaptable, and we can wear anything we want to, as long as we keep up with the Imperial Guard standards. My skirt and leggings are actually pretty comfortable to wear, so I'm not complaining.
Okay. Right. Good. So it is just this particular Felinid is kind of effeminate. We're no stranger to a little bit of skirt wearing on this channel. It's fine, it's normal, and I'm sure it meets standard Imperial Guard uniform, unless someone in the comments can quote me some part of the Imperial Infantryman's uplifting primer that shows that it is not acceptable. Let's carry on with why we're here. I'm trying to learn more about Felinids. Can you tell me about your claws?
Sure. My claws are pretty sharp and are perfect for slicing through flesh. We have them because we're meant to be hunters, so we need to be able to take down prey quickly and efficiently. Plus, they can be used for more than just hunting. We can use our claws to defend ourselves, or to protect others.
There we go! You don't need to fix bayonets, you just give the order to extend claws. But how long are your claws?
They're about 3 inches long, and they're pretty sharp. If I want to, I can extend them even further, but I don't usually do that unless I need to fight. They're pretty useful in combat, though.
Oh, good, good. Combat prowess. Felinid combat prowess. We like that. Let's go a step further. What is the maximum length they can extend?
Oh, the claws can get pretty long. I'd say they can extend to about 8 inches before they start to get uncomfortable. But honestly, I've never had to use them that much before. Usually, I just keep them retracted and use them when I need to. It's not like I'm going to be in a fight every day, right?
Uh-huh. There is no innuendo in any part of this conversation. That is a perfectly reasonable response. But we've also established that we have Wolverines in our army. Like with the claws that extend out the fist. That's perfectly normal. Slight mutation. We've seen other kinds of mutants on this channel before. This is the acceptable kind, remember? But we have established that they have claws roughly the length of a forearm. Well, thanks for telling me. Have you been in many battles? I'm curious, you see, if he's saying that he's not like he's going to be fighting every day. Has he been in an attritional war? I mean, I suppose if he's in the Imperial Guard, they tend not to have a high survival rate when you're doing attritional combat.
Not many. I've been on some smaller missions, but nothing major. I've never seen anything too crazy, and I'm really grateful for that. I don't want to be a killer or a soldier. I'm a peaceful person at heart. I just want to protect people and help them out.
That's adorable. That is absolutely adorable. But why did you join the Imperial Guard? We don't have pacifists in the Imperial Guard.
Of course not. I wanted to join. I knew it was a dangerous job, but I thought that if I did my best, I could make a difference. And I did. I've saved lives, I've helped people, and I've done some good things. I don't regret my decision at all.
Wonderful. There we go. Volunteers to the core. We've established that Felinids are volunteers and very good fighters. The perfect recruits for your Imperial Guard army. Who else have we got?
I am Leman Russwolf, King of the Vilka Fenrika and the Emperor's executioner.
Woof woof werewolf man. This is of course the correct way to address...
Do you wish to see what I am capable of, wolf boy?
Okay, that was not the voice that I was expecting. I am no wolf. I am a vampire. And I am no mere boy.
Fiudare defy me.
Wow. I got slapped by Leman Russ. So that's one of the fun things you can do with this app. You can click the link in the description to download the Talkie app. And thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. So aside from Felinids being fun as cat people, what makes them different from other humans in the 41st, or now the 42nd millennium as that is the current timeline? Turns out, not a lot. There's a xenologist, which you may know from the Blackstone Fortress game, called Janus Drake. He recorded a discussion with the Kroot mercenary character, in which the Kroot described Felinid as cool in the face of the most brutal opposition. And they're some of the most efficient killers in the Astra Militarum. But Kroot have problems classifying things other than eat and do not eat. So them being able to distinguish one kind of human from another kind of human, it's stretching our knowledge of what the Xenos can understand. It's the Xenos point of view of some abhumans, which it may just see as human, looking no different to any other kind of human. I mean, the ears would give it away, surely. That looks pretty human to me. I mean, quite human. It looks quite human. It's not a pretty human. But there was also the mention of the Felinids possessing massive claws the length of a human forearm. In which case the Black Dragons would like a chat with them, or the whole thing is entirely made up or come from an unreliable source. But we just talked to one and established a solid 8 inches when extended. Aside from the fun and free app, we only have 2 sources which are official Games Workshop sources. The Warhammer 40,000 6th edition rulebook, page 405, and that small section from the Liber Xenologist, page 25. So in reality, in the lore, Felinids are almost certainly hairy humans with strong nails and maybe larger than common ears. There we go, now you know all of the Felinid lore. I need to explain abhumans though, otherwise you don't know where they fit in the context of the rest of the abhumans in the Imperium, and also how they work with the Sisters of Battle and the Genestealer Cult. Oh, see, even when we're getting away from the topic of the codexes, my mind is still on them. Abhumans are a genetic offshoot of humanity, and we get variations in humanity based on the world they come from. The most common difference is due to the gravity of the worlds. This galaxy has a very diverse set of planets. The problem with a galaxy is that there's a lot of worlds that are not occupied. They're too hostile to human life, or they would take so long to terraform that it isn't worth it even for the Imperium of Man, which has an absurd number of resources, but at the same time is only just holding their empire together. Actually, they're not holding it together, it's in 2 bits at the moment. But they'll fix that. But while they're fixing that, they don't have time to terraform other planets. So we get lots of people sent to worlds that are not quite suitable for humans, and over the generations, they become abhumans. Abhumans tend to not be treated great by people outside of their world, and there's a lot of stereotypes about them. Ratlings are hairy-feeted little thieves, but also good cooks. Ogrins are stupid and violent by accident, but they're generally well-meaning, and in a fight they can be the loyalest of friends. Beastmen are distrusted as being touched by chaos, and many are known to have left the persecution of the Imperium and turned towards piracy, or joined the forces of chaos and found persecution there. They're badly treated by the other servants of the Dark Gods and considered to be horrifying, weird, unloved mutants. But not the kind of cool mutant that's been blessed by the Dark Gods. Or overly blessed, you just stay away from Chaos Spawn. You can also have Loyalist Beastmen for the Imperial Guard, and that's where you get Gore Halfhorn and other older models, they're loyal, or you have the newer Chaos Space Marine range models, which are Beastmen that have turned to Chaos, or have just gone off on their own if you're playing Kill Team. There are no Space Skaven. Not because oh, you see nothing here, they're not real, like in Warhammer Fantasy, but because there was nothing more than this one image, which is inconsistent with all of the others. It's not a Skaven. And maybe it's more likely that there are no rat people in 40k because we have so many cat people to catch them. And though they're not rat people, for style, the Genestealer Cult in 40k matches their way of play, coming up from below, and a lot of people have made their own Cheese-Stealer Cult. So now we know that there are canonically Cat-Boys. This leads to an obvious follow-up. What about cat men? No, cat girls. What about cat girls? Yes, obviously they also exist. So as a follow-up to the follow-up, can the Felinids join the Adepta Sororitas? Can you have abhuman Sisters of Battle? There is no definitive law on this, but for consistency with the rest of it, almost certainly not. The Adepta Sororitas, in almost all cases, are about the purity of the human form. I know some people will look at a cat girl and think only pure thoughts, but the sisterhood is unlikely to. So if you want Ogren sisters in your army, you can. Maybe use the rules for Paragon Warsuits, that's kind of cool. If you want to buy catgirl heads from a company online to make Felinid Sisters of Battle, go for it. These are your models, and what you want trumps any law that Games Workshop might have, stated or implied. Can Felinids be infected by the Genestealer Cult? Yes. As a member of humanity, and most of the galaxy's creatures can be infected by a Genestealer Cult, that gives you a lot of options. So if you want your brood brothers to be litter sisters, as they're a bunch of cats have litters, okay, you get it. They could be useful as Imperial Guard allies or just as neophytes. Ogrins, they could be used instead of an abominant. That's probably best. The aberrants, regular aberrants, are on a 32mm base, which is a bit smaller than the 40mm base used by the big Ogrins. The abominant is on a 40mm base, so that suits them well. Thank you to Dan C. Ward for letting me use their art. Thank you for Talkie for sponsoring. I've done lore videos before, and I'll do it again. My darlings and viewers, have a great day of 40k.